Hello, mic check. Very good, very good. Okay, now that I have things set up, I'm glad you all are here. Thank you in advance for everybody who's participating. Thank you for those who come through and just come to chill and lend their good energy. Glad you're here. And as a reminder to those people who are new, this is the live personal reading session where we do personal readings. And I start with the folks who have already prepaid. And just to keep in mind, everybody, I will not, engage in the chat while I'm reading somebody else. So I want y'all to keep that in mind out of respect for the clients who have already paid. So, yeah. And with that said, I'm going to get started. Let's start off with client one. All right, let me get the timestamp ready. That is three. All right. Hey, client one. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client one. I see that we have, it looks like 3 questions for you. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. Your first question is, what does my boss think of me? Let's find out. All right. Client one, what does client's boss think of them? What does client one's boss think of them? What does client one's boss think of them? Okay, let's see. What does client one's boss think of them? What does client one's boss think of them? What does client one's boss think of them? We have the Two of Cups, client one. We have the Star, and we have the Page of Pentacles. Give me 1 second, client one. Okay. My apologies, client one. All right. So we have the Two of Cups, the Star, and the Page of Pentacles here. And at the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles. Hmm. There's a lot of, your boss sees a lot of growth potential with you. That's the energy surrounding this spread. And nothing, that's too fast, because this this Ace of Pentacles is being carried by a turtle, and not by anything else. Give me 1 second. One, I apologize. Hmm. I'm going to restart this live because it seems. Um, okay. All right. I apologize. Yeah, they see growth in you. So it's something that's steady. It's something that they they feel you can really make a place in the company. But it's something that will occur slowly. Something that they are willing to teach you to do. But again, go into your spread here with the Two of Cups, the Star, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they are actually glad that you came to the company with the Two of Cups here. And they feel like there is a lot, again, growth potential with the Star. But of course, there's a learning curve with the page here. You know, when you're starting a new job or you're learning a new position at a company, it is something where, there's that learning curve. You don't start off knowing everything off the bat, even if you're working in the same industry. Every company or departments, they do things different. They have may have different features. So you have to kind of, I apologize. It looks like I had to get restarted, but it looks like you kind of have to find your way with the Page of Pentacles here. You know, you have to get to know the department, get to know your your position, especially if you're new to the department or the company. Yeah, yeah. Can we clarify this Page of Pentacles here, or Ace of Pentacles? Clarify this Ace of Pentacles for you. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. We got the Two of Wands and the Page of Wands to clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. So what came out to clarify is the two and the Page of Wands. Like I said, there is a lot of growth here, but you have to be able to plan your work and work your plan. And that's how your boss sees it. They have a lot of plans for you, really. in order for you to move up in the company. They see a lot of promise in you. That's awesome. At the bottom of the deck here, we have the world. There is nothing but success here. Nothing but success here. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Move this up. What else? Okay. What else for client one? What does their boss think of them? What does their boss think of them? What does client one's 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 boss think of them? Influencer status came out. What else does client one's boss think of them? What else does client one's boss think of them, please? What else does client one's boss think of them? Retirement goals. Listen, they can see you, like I said, coming up in the company, growing in the company, and they see longevity with you with retirement goals here. That says long-term stability, future planning, relaxation earned. That means that they have a plan to teach you a lot of things. Anything else regarding what client one's boss thinks of them? Recharge came out. That says mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, coming back stronger. They could see you actually taking, over for them. Or when they go off on vacation or PTO, and they need somebody to cover. I don't know if that's how things go at your company. They could see you being the person that covers them. Yeah. And if this is a company where things are based on like how productive they are, that's how y'all get your bonuses and things like that. Booked and busy says productivity high, full schedule, no time to waste, success on the calendar. They can only see growth and success with you in the chair. So your boss has, a lot of good thoughts surrounding you, client one. Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go on to your next question. Your next question is, should I start looking for another job? Let's find out. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's see. Should client one start looking for another job? 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 First card is yes. Second card is no. Third card is no. Yeah, Spirit is saying no. You should not. And it's interesting how the work card came out here. It's like no. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. And that's your boss. That's giving me your boss's energy. He actually cares about your growth, actually about what you're doing, not just for the company, but, your mental health, your ability to progress in the world. And with the Eight of Cups and Death here, it feels like there's some things going on. Like maybe there's some disappointment attached to maybe getting a position. Yeah, something's changed in the company, and it really kind of knocked you down. But basically leaving at this point, yeah, it wasn't a good thing. Death is all about transformation, it's all about change. And sometimes we put things on ourselves. This would be like a sucky change for you. Can we clarify death here? Clarify death for client one. You got the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, if you were to leave right now, you would be passing up. You'd be passing up a promotion. It's like you're next in line because there's an offer coming. If you were to leave right now, you'd be passing up. See, you don't see it coming. The moon's at the bottom of the deck. If you were to leave right now, you'd be passing up. You'd be passing up a good thing because like I said, at this company, there's a lot of growth for you here. The star came out. Yeah, let's go on to your next question here. Is it better for me to apply for a job within the company or with a completely different company? Well, I feel like we've answered the question about leaving the company because that was the question before, if you start looking for another job. But let's get some more insight here. Put this here. Is that all right? Let's see. Can we get one pile for applying for another job in the company? Should client one apply for another job in the company? Let's get this first pile going. What does it look like if she applies for another job within the company? What would it look like for her to apply for another job in the company? Okay. All right. And if she applies for a job outside of the company, how would that go? Mm. All right. So within the company, client one, what came out is the Queen of Pentacles. First of all, let's talk about that. The Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Listen, we've already talked about the growth potential there at this company, and Spirit is just solidifying that you'd become that person. You'd probably end up becoming the boss at the company. Now, I'm not saying CEO level. I don't know. That's up to you. But you're in a good position there. You're in good standing. And they see your boss and the other higher ups, they see exactly what is going on. They see exactly what you're. So, yeah. Now let's juxtapose that to if you applied somewhere else. What came out at a different company? What came out as the Nine of Wands, the Four of Arrows, which is the Four of Swords in this deck, and the Nine of Pentacles. It will be a struggle. It will be a struggle. It will be hard to get to a space of independency, the space of um, self sufficiency, to climb with the Nine of Wands and the Four of Arrows, the Four of Swords here. That's saying that if you were to go anywhere else, it'll be a struggle. You would have to persevere. You, you would be setting yourself up. Eventually, you would end up in your Nine of Pentacles, but you got to struggle. You've already set yourself in a good position where you are. So it's the question is, why would you leave a good thing? Why would you fix what isn't broken? Yeah, you have it good right where you are, according to spirit. What is? Let me see. Mm, I don't have that deck. Give the final. This one. Okay. Let me get some final a final message for you, client one. Final message for client one. Final message for client one, please. Final message for client one. All right. Final message for client one, please. Final message for client one. We got retreat that came out. Retreat. Sometimes taking a break is the best thing you can do to gain clarity and a fresh perspective. Client one, if you have any PTO, maybe you need to take a break, take a vacation. Really to think about what is going on, to put things into perspective, to see the position that you really have there. Sometimes we need some time away to clear our head, you know? Anything else? Yeah. If you have any, Spirit is saying like you might want to take it. Connection. Connection. It says a special connection will open doors for you on your path. It may be a partner or mentor, a client, or a helpful friend. Spirit is saying you need to use that connection you have with your boss. They come off as somebody who is all about business, but I mean, you're at work. So it kind of makes sense. And depending on the generation that they're in, they may be somebody who is more old school, but it would help to connect with those people who are higher up, like your boss, and use them as a mentor. You know? Anything else for client one, please? Anything else for client one? Anything else for client one? Ooh, two came out at the same time. We have decision and fortune. Decision and fortune. It says the first step to achieving your dreams is committing to making them a reality. And fortune says when fortune appears in your life, limitations disappear. As you sit back and watch your dreams manifest before your eyes, you are filled with profound sense of gratitude and wonder. You know, it is your decision at the end of the day, client one, on what you want to do with your job. However, you know, it's one of those things where you have to see the forest from the trees. You have to see the forest from the trees. You're in a very fortunate position, but you have to recognize that. Yeah. And if, you know, your dream is to grow in the company, if your dream is to become, you know, a boss, a team lead, it's up to you. That's up to you. If at the bottom of the deck is impatience, you know, that goes back to this right here. If you are feeling like you are being passed up, that it's your time, if you leave, you are going to miss out. You're going to miss out. Some things that, you know, are grand and awesome take time to manifest. And that's exactly what this card says at the bottom of the deck. It takes time to build an empire. Your desire for instant results can hinder your ability to make good decisions. Yeah, that's what I got, client one. I hope that helps, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. And until next time, client one, thank you for trusting me with your energy. I apologize again for the delays, but we did it. Until next time, thanks, client one. All right. Okay. There were several people that came in here, huh? Okay. Hey, Tarot World. And Tarot World, if you want to participate in the personal reading session, and this is for anybody, if you'd like to participate, the instructions to do so is in the description box. Hey, Mariana. Same for you if you want to participate. Hey, Taylor Cube. Same for you. Eduardo. Hmm. I know Yeshua loves me. Do you know who Yeshua is? Oh, thank you, Eve. How sweet. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Your name is Evel. Uh oh. Evelia. Okay. I got on my auntie glasses. I apologize if I mispronounce your name. Please charge it to my head and not my heart. But yeah, like, put your faith in Jesus. Yeah, I put my faith in Yeshua. First of all, you might want to get to know his real name, the name that his mama gave him. But you don't want to talk about that, would you, Eduardo? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Evelia. Yeah. All right. These people. All right. So, sweet folks. Well, what can you do? People. All right. So, let me get my stuff ready so we can go on to client two. Okay. All right. Going on to client two. Hey, client two. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Client two, it looks like you have three questions as well. The first one is, how is my cousin feeling after the argument last night? Let's find out. Which one? Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, client two. How is client two's cousin? Yeah. How is client two's cousin feeling after their argument last night? How is client two's cousin feeling after their argument last night, please, Spirit? How's client two's cousin feeling after their argument last night? I tolerate you. Well, jealousy. What else, Spirit? How is client two's cousin feeling after their argument? Let's see. Grateful and appreciative. Can we clarify that one? Grateful and appreciative. That's interesting how it's like I tolerate you, jealousy, grateful, and appreciative. Which is clarified by insecure. You know, even though I'm getting the the vibe of them not really liking you. Of course, they tolerate you, they're jealous of you because of their own insecurities, but they are grateful. It seems like you help them in a way. I don't know what this argument was about, but you've helped your cousin out. And what I'm getting is it was more than once. Like, not like, let me buy you dinner. You've probably done that, but like a big thing. A big thing. That's what I'm getting. What else? You can trust me. But can you though? Excuse me. Especially with this jealousy out here. They want to keep you they want to keep you close. They want to keep you close because they rather have you in their pocket than like not deal with you at all. But it's given that you shine so bright, they feel dim. That's what it's giving. But that's something that you can't fix. You can't fix that for them. You can't fix that. They have to work on that. What else for client two, please? Oh, we got two. Like I said, they're not, they rather have you close. That says not ready to let go. And then they feel that, excuse me, it came out on equally yoked and aligned. But spirit is like, no, it's really that y'all's priorities are not aligned. They have other they have other goals and intentions. Their intentions aren't aligned with yours, which is why they're not going to let you go. Bottom of the deck. They want you to think that their love for you is real. And they may love you. I don't want to, say that they don't. But when somebody just has thoughts of they're tolerating you, but they're jealous of you, they're grateful that you've helped them out before. It's given passive aggressive. It's given hot and cold. It's given wishy washy. It's giving a whole lot, a whole lot. What are client two's thoughts, cousin's thoughts towards them? What are client two's cousin's thoughts towards them after their argument? Yeah. What are client two's cousin's thoughts towards them after their argument? Came out me versus me. What that says is self competition, personal growth, becoming better than yesterday, my only competition. They know that you're not any competition for them. But the question is, why would they see you as competition? Like that's the question. There's a lot of growth that needs to be done there. What else? Lessons learned, wisdom gained, completing cycles, growth through experience. I'm wiser now. Like I just said, there's a lot of growth that needs to be done here with your cousin. They have a lot of growing up to do. I don't know if you're older or if they are, but just because you have, okay, it seems like it just reconnected. So I'll start again with lessons learned here. I was saying that it's confirmation of there is a lot of growth that needs to be done. Like just because you're older, it doesn't make you wise. And I'm not sure what the age difference is, if there is any, but it seems that you may be the one with more wisdom, but they have a lot of growing up to do. Anything else regarding client two's cousin and how they feel towards them? Closure, letting go, ending chapters, emotional release, finally free. Spirit's like, don't worry yourself about this. Don't worry yourself about this. You need to let go of. This is something that you need to let go of. At the bottom of the deck, I have inner child, and that says healing childhood wounds, reconnecting with joy, playfulness, restored, return to innocence. The wounds that your cousin has, or the jealousy that your cousin has, it may stem from childhood. Like they may have always had certain feelings towards you, and it's not anything that you've done. You can't. It's kind of like how somebody can grow up in the same house with siblings, but and have the same experience, but everybody have a different perspective. It's like that. You can't change this person's perspective. They have to want to do that. Yeah. Can we get some more advice on this? Looking for my cards. Where'd they go? Oh, here they go. What's your advice, Spirit? Get these up right. What's your advice for client two regarding their cousin? Advice for client two regarding their cousin, please. What's your advice for client two regarding their cousin? Advice for client two regarding their cousin. Advice for client two. You are more resilient and stronger than you think. Anything else? Interesting. Is this about her cousin? I mean, their cousin? This isn't about your cousin. Love bomb. Move on now. We're just going to put this to the side because you are being love bombed by somebody. And Spirit's like, you need to move on. What about the cousin though? What's the advice regarding the cousin? Oh, goodness. Doubt, fear, lack mindset, and the need to control separates you from the divine, your benevolent ancestors, from the universe. It's time to surrender and trust. Yeah. Anything else for client two regarding, oh, things are turning around. Yeah. So let things just happen. Don't worry yourself about this situation. You are more resilient and stronger than you think. Spirit is just like, just let it go. Just let it go. It'll be fine. At the bottom of the deck, we have patience. So, yeah, be patient with the situation. It says your prayers have been heard. What you need is coming. Yeah. So let's go to your next question because I have a feeling. Yeah. It says, oh, we just answered that one. Your next question is what spirit's advice for me regarding the situation? Yeah, we did that. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. It says, do the Sagittarius and I have a promising future? I feel like that's where this is coming from. Who is this Sagittarius client to? We gonna find out though. Does the Sagittarius and client two have a promising future? Does the Sagittarius and client two have a promising future? Does the Sagittarius and client two have a promising future? Does the Sagittarius and client two have a promising future? First card, client two, is a yes. Second card is a yes. Third card is a yes. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck. Oh, it's another yes with the Six of Cups. Yeah, it looks like you do have a promising future. it seems like, we got the Knight of Swords and the Chariot here. Things are moving kind of fast between you and the Sagittarius. And it seems like you both want the same things. With the Chariot here, it is about going in the right direction. It's about things, gaining momentum. And it's about, we got the Six of Wands taking the next step, really. Yeah, let me clarify the Six of Cups here. Can you clarify the Six of Cups? Please clarify the Six of Cups for clients too. We got the Page of Swords. Hmm. I don't know about that. I don't like that. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Pentacles. I'm hearing that you work well together, but they also work well with other people. Pay attention to what this person does. The Page of Swords can be somebody who's real slick. They talk a good game. Um, they do their what little research they need to do to make sure that you stay on some level of happy. And that's what I'm getting here. So make sure that, the good game that they're talking is followed up with action. Because we got the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords out here. We do have the Six of Wands, but what I'm not seeing is like king, queen, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this person on your level? Well, I guess, you know what? Let me ask. That's a good question to ask. I'm gonna ask that. Is this Sagittarius like on client two's level? We got maybe, yes, and a yes. Okay. There it is. I'm like, where the kings and queens and things? Lovers at the bottom of the deck. I'm like, Spirit, where the court cards? Like, we got some young folks out here. Like, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of growth that's going to happen between y'all because you are together. Again, we got the lovers at the bottom of the deck. So that love bomb it does apply to your cousin and not the Sagittarius. But this is somebody who cares for you a lot. And you care for them as well. And you're both willing to put the work in here with the Eight of Cups. So if you were, I'm getting this Two of Swords maybe more about you than it is about them, the Sagittarius, because it's like maybe you aren't really sure about where you both are going. But it looks like a really good match though. Yeah, it looks like a really good match. there anything else for client two regarding this Sagittarius? No, that's it, client two. Man, good luck with that. I hope this helps, and I hope it helps you for your highest good, client two. Thank you for booking with me, and thank you for trusting me with your energy. Yeah, watch out for that cousin though. Watch out for that cousin because it's your cousin that's love bombing you. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. I hope everybody's enjoying their St. Patrick's Day. Even if it is on a Tuesday. All right, let's go to client three. Hey, client three. Hey, thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client three. Looks like you have one question, and that question is, what is next in love for me? Let's find out. Which one? This one. Let's see, client three. Is this okay? What's next in love for client three? 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 Ooh, future spouse came out. Okay, it says marriage material, soulmate energy, forever vibes. It's all here. Now it's up to you to nurture it. What else, please? For client three, what's next in love for client three? What is next in love for client three? We got weathered storms. Weathered storms. It says this love has weathered storms and you're still sailing. That says more than any picture perfect moment ever could. This is somebody that you can grow and and be vulnerable with. Y'all can get through things because you talk through things. You know, this is somebody that is going to be there with you and have your back, and vice versa. What also came out, what also came out, toxic cycle. It says you've run this loop so many times, it feels like fate, but it's a pattern waiting to be broken. Can we clarify toxic cycle, please? Mm. Lost identity. Lost identity says you were never meant to trade your voice, your passions, or your power just to keep someone by your side. Okay, okay. So, what this is turning out to look like is that you get into these situations in love where you have a tendency to see ahead of what's going on presently, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes we have a tendency to, on the second date, see ourselves get married with a person. And what spirit is calling out here with toxic cycle and lost identity, sometimes you may change yourself for somebody so that you fit who they want you to be. as opposed to feeling comfortable in being yourself. So you trade your voice, you trade your passions and your power to keep them, with you, to stay with them. And this weathered storms, the future spouse, is all an illusion because you aren't being you. You're stifling yourself. You're dimming your light. And it's saying that that's a pattern. So what that comes up to is that in love, it's another cycle that you're going back into because the lesson hasn't been learned, unfortunately. At the bottom of the deck, we got breakup talk. And it says if every argument ends with a breakup ultimatum, you're not resolving anything. You're just reinforcing instability. Yeah. And then behind that, it says hot and cold. Hot and cold. Real love doesn't leave you confused. You deserve consistency, not the chaos of wondering which version of them you'll get today. But y'all gonna have some sexual chemistry though. But sexual chemistry, that's not something that keeps a relationship together, that keeps a relationship going. What other, where are we going? This one? What's next in love for client three? 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 Divine timing came out. Let's see, what else? What else, please? Next in love. Mm. Hidden agenda. What's next in love for client three? Anything else? You said no. Okay. So again, we have divine timing, hidden agenda. This says payback, fate flex, and shadow work. This is you repeating another cycle, client three. This is you going back into a relationship, um, where the person that you're with is going to show up as, awesome as hell. They're going to show up as the person that you want them to be on paper, but there's a hidden agenda. They're just trying to hook you. It says secret intentions, manipulation disguised as kindness, hidden motivations, too helpful to trust. And then payback, consequences returning, karma cycle. This is another cycle that you're going into because the lesson hasn't been learned. And it's going to be with somebody who isn't real. Again, we got hidden agenda, now we got fake flex out here. Somebody who is pretending wealth, showing off, borrowed luxury, deceptive bragging, rich on Instagram but broke in real life. This is somebody who is probably in a lot of debt, may or may not have a way to get around, and that may not matter depending on where you live. But if you live somewhere that is in a rural area, that definitely matters. You know, this is somebody who is going to be dependent on you to carry them. It is the introduction into a codependent relationship. The last thing that came out is shadow work. Shadow work. That says facing hidden fears, exploring dark emotions, accepting imperfections, meet your darker self. Spirit is saying it's time to do the work, you know, because you deserve more. You deserve more, client three. You deserve more than somebody who is coming in to use you, who is coming in to take advantage of you. You deserve more than somebody that you will change yourself for, hide yourself to make them shine brighter on a fake flex. you know, you you deserve more than that. But in order to get that, the work has to be done, and it can't be done with this person in your face, whoever it is. It can't be done. You know, you have to find the fulfillment within yourself and know that you are already whole. You don't need anybody to complete you. When you're already in overflow because you're fulfilled, this person comes in and continues to pour into their overflow, and you pour into their overflow. Y'all just two overflowing mofos walking around, you know? And people looking at y'all like, ugh, look how fulfilled that couple is. I can't stand it. Yeah, it's like that. But you have to do the work to get there. And spirit is saying that you got to do this work, because what's coming up is going to end up in heartbreak. It's going to look good for the first few months, and then it's going to be some bullshit. Last messages, final messages here for client three, please. Final messages for client three. Final messages for client three, please. Final messages for client three. Final messages for client three. It says this situation no longer serves you. Make plans to exit soon. This situation that you are about to get into, it doesn't serve you. So before you even into it, you got a heads up. This is what's coming next to you in love. This is your heads up. You have a choice. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people go back into the cycle, and then it's like, oh, this some bullshit. You know, it's like that. You're about to be involved with an energy vampire if you decide to get into the situation. Anything else? Last messages here for client three. You have a choice. You really do. And I hope you choose you. Spirit does too, because you are more resilient and stronger than you think. You deserve so much more than whatever this fake flex person has to offer you. Spirit says it's time to reconnect with them, time to reconnect with your benevolent ancestors, with the universe, whomever it is that you lean into for spiritual guidance, client three. You know, it's time for you to connect or reconnect with them, because they will help you with that shadow work. Believe me, they will help you. They will latch onto you like a spider monkey, and they're just like the universe, your ancestors, your benevolent ancestors, your spirit God. They, when you ask for that help to do that shadow work, okay, yeah, we're ready. They're they are ready and waiting. Ascension is in progress. Stay focused, client three. Stay focused. Stay focused on you. Stay focused on you because that's what they want you to be concerned about, not whoever this whack ass person is that's coming towards you in love. Oh, ugh, that person. Ugh. Can't stand the energy vampire. I can't, y'all. I can't do it. Can't do it. Is that his spirit? That's it, client three. I hope this helps. And I hope it helps you for your highest good. Until next time, thank you for trusting me with your energy, client three. And please, please choose yourself. But, if you choose differently, we'll hold space for you here. We don't judge. We'll hold space for you. All right. You get a sip here. And then we'll move on to client four. And after client four, I'll check my email to see if we have any more clients. Put this here. All right. Let me get this timestamp going. Hey, client 5-4. Yeah. Hey, client 5. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client 4. It looks like you have one question. So let's get to it. It says, or you say, I've been offered 2 jobs. Congratulations. That start after graduation in May. Congratulations on graduating. I'm not sure which one to take. One is in my current state, and the other is in Boston. What is Spirit's advice? Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Is this one? Yep. I was looking for you earlier. Deck. And I didn't see you, although you were right in my face. If you were a snake, you would have bit me. And that would not be cute. All right. Spirit, may I have 2 piles, please, for client 4? One regarding the job in their current state over here, please. And then one that gives the potential of the job in Boston. What's the potential of fulfillment and happiness and earning with the job in client 4's current state? What is the potential? All right. Anything else? Okay. What's the potential for the job in Boston? Same criteria: fulfillment, earning potential, and growth. All right. Put this here. All right. So for your current state, client 4, Gears came out. Gear says money flow, hard work, putting plans in motion, building, team, taking time off, security. There's security if you stay in state. The money will flow. It'll be hard work, but you'll be able to meet a whole bunch of goals. You'll be a working cog in the machine with gears here, you know. And then yeah, I see growth. But in Boston, we have ornaments, and in ornaments it says extra money, mature investment, celebration, and it also says retirement, finish work. So there is a good one too. It doesn't say anything about hard work though. It does say mature investment, which to me, Spirit is saying that means longevity. You'll have money to work and play with celebration here, with extra money coming in. Yeah, let's go to the tarot. Yeah, this one. Can we clarify gears? Clarify gears for client four, whether they should stay, go with the job in state. For client four, please. Move this over. Please clarify gears for client four on whether they should go with the job that's in state. Clarify gears. We have the Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and Justice to clarify gears. So that's in state. And now I'll clarify ornaments for the job in Boston. Boston. We have the Ten of Wands. Move that over. We have the Sun. And we have the World. So going over here to your current state, the Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and Justice. This is a good match. It really is with the Two of Cups here. This is a job where, there's going to be balance because the scales of balance shows up here twice. So this is a job that's going to be fulfilling. It's going to fill your pockets, but it's also going to be one that is fair. It's I'm not seeing drama. I'm not seeing drama. And it's not that there isn't any kind of drama at any jobs. It's just that some places are just fucking toxic. And that's not what I'm seeing here. You got the Six of Pentacles and Justice. Yeah, let me go here. So we got the Ten of Wands. This is the one that's in Boston. Ten of Wands, the Sun, and the World. What's interesting here is the two major arcana that came out. You're going to be working a lot. And it's going to be a lot of hard work. I know the hard work came out in gears, but we're talking like for real hard work. I don't know if we're talking like overtime. I don't know if it's going to be a salary job, but this is extra. It did say extra money, but you know, it's not that you're not doing the work to get it. With this one comes a lot of experience, though, not just at the job, but also in life, because you'll be away from home. You'll be exposed to a lot more. I don't know where your current state is, but you know, of course, Boston is a very large city. It's a metro area, and this is going to expose you to a whole bunch of different cultures and mindsets and perspectives that you probably wouldn't get if you stayed in your home state, because I'm getting the feeling that your home state is I don't want to say as diverse. It's safe because you know the culture, you know how things move, you know how people think there, you know. And when you move away, and this is me speaking from experience, this is really spirit talk, but when you move away, you have to learn how to move differently depending on where you're living. Just like somebody from the south, they move up north to New York, you got to learn how to walk faster. You gotta you don't you don't say, you know, not that the people in New York are mean, but nobody is waving at you when you're driving by. You know, it's like that. It's a different type of culture up there. So moving to Boston is going to expose you here to the sun to so many different experiences, not just at work, but in your personal life as well. And it will be a beginning of a whole new chapter for you, the beginning of a whole new era in your life, one where you will, you know, decide to not play as safe. I got the eight of swords or the eight of arrows here at the bottom of the deck. This would be a way to get you out of that mindset of feeling trapped. Because what I'm getting is that right now, that's kind of what you feel. But let's clarify justice right here. Can we clarify justice? Clarify justice, please. Going back to the one in your home state to clarify. We got the six of arrows, and to clarify the six of pentacles, we got the four of pentacles to clarify the six of pentacles. This is definitely the safe bet. You'll have to travel back home. I mean, but that didn't sound like anything that's a concern to you, especially if you're thinking about moving to Boston away from where your current state. But this is safe. It's definitely your safe bet. It is one where it's more restricted with the four of pentacles here. You would have to kind of hold back. Um, you would be, yeah, a cog in the machine. You'd be kind of robotic. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah. So I want to just come out and ask. Let's just come out and ask. What's your advice, Spirit? Should client four choose the job in their current state? Should client four choose the job in their current state? Should they choose it? Okay. We got a maybe. We have a yes. And we have a no. It's a maybe. And at the bottom of the deck, it's the Queen of Cups. This is, I'm getting like this is where your mom is or your loved ones are, which is why you're even, you know, of course, considering it. There's a connection in the state, in the current state that you're in. But, we got the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. There is a lot of swords surrounding you staying staying in the current state and going with that job. A lot of feeling stuck, a lot of, restricted, like I said, with the Four of Pentacles here. And although, you'll do well, you won't feel fulfilled. You won't feel fulfilled. Should client four choose the job in Boston? Should client, okay. Ooh, we got lovers. We have the Four of Pentacles with a no. And then we have another no. Ooh. But then we have the yes with a star at the bottom. You know what? Spirit's like, it's really your choice. What do you want? Because this is more of a maybe. We have two majors showing up here in this one versus you staying in your current state. So you going to Boston will change things. It'll change your energy. It'll change how you move in life. It's going to do things. It's going to shift your mindset. It's going to be more stressful because it is. I can see you being stressed out because it's a change in culture. It'll probably be a change in pace. In the beginning, you'll have to learn to budget. You'll have to really figure out how to do things on your own with the Four of Pentacles here. But when you move away, when you go to a place that is totally different than what you're used to, it's kind of like that. There is that homesickness. There is that, like, I kind of don't know what to do with my hands type energy. Like, it's that lack of security because you are away from what you know. But then there's a change with the star here. There's a change in how you feel. It becomes something that is healing for you. So we got, like, spirits, like, it's up to you. What do you want? It's all in what you want. I can tell you this, you will feel a lot more fulfilled and a lot more secure if you rock it out in Boston. You meet the challenges that come up. You'll have that contentment and that peace, and you'll have that chutzpah. That's what they call it back in the day. You'll have that fire, that that ability to do things on your own, independence and self-sufficiency. It'll be You'll see yourself differently. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I got client for. Hey, they didn't give you like a straight up yes or no, but sometimes that's how spirit is. When you have two good choices, like you do in this awesome situation where you get to choose from two jobs in this economy. Congratulations with that. It's really in what do you want in life? What is it that you want it to be? And that's what spirit says. So you'll have the timestamp to play this over and kind of really sit down and consider what it is that you want. And this is just me speaking from personal experience from somebody that came from small town USA in the South and then moved to two metropolitan areas. um, I do not regret it. Do not regret it. Because it's it shows you what you're made of. It shows you what you're made of. But that's me. So I hope this helps, and I hope it helps you, client for your highest good. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. All right, y'all, let's go on. Wait, let me check my email to see if we have any new clients. Okay. Wait a minute. She getting kind of chapped over here. All right, let's go on to client five. Let me get your timestamp going. Okay, client five. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client five. And it looks like you have two questions. In your email, you say, I'm a sophomore in college. I was invited on a trip this summer with my best friend and two of her cousins to Las Vegas. That sounds like fun. I've only met one of the cousins. I really good time if I go, but I'm not sure how well we'll vibe because personalities. Yes, totally get it. Totally get it. So, your first question is, should I go on this trip? Let's find out. Should client five go on this trip? What say you? What say you, Spirit? Should client five go on this trip? Should client five go on this trip? We have a yes. We have another yes. Ooh. And we have a yes. At the bottom of the deck, client five. Ooh, we got the sun. That's a big old yes. Yes, you should absolutely go on this trip. You'll have fun. With the sun out here, you're gonna have a real good time out in Vegas. Um, yeah, the nine of cups is out here. You're gonna have a hell of a time. Y'all are gonna be pretty drunk though. Y'all gonna have to have some time for recovery. But who goes to Vegas to sleep? Nobody. Nobody goes to Vegas to sleep. Y'all are gonna be up the entire time. Yes, with judgment here, judgment is about awakening and things like that. It's like, yeah, we're up. It's like y'all are gonna be, yeah, like walking zombies. Um, but make sure you have enough to spend. Make sure you have enough to spend and be smart about like how you take your money there and things like that. Um, and all the other things that you probably have learned being in college. Don't just accept drinks from random people. Don't get in cars with strangers. You know the things. Um, but yeah, this you're gonna have fun. You are. You really are. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna have so many stories. Yeah. Spirit says go. Spirit says go. And so we'll go on to your next question. Your next question says, if Spirit says I should go on this trip, should I get my own accommodations? Next one. Okay, that one's for if Spirit said you shouldn't go. Okay. So Spirit says you should go. So let's see. Should client 5 get their own accommodations in Vegas when they go? Should client 5 get their own accommodations in Vegas when they go? Should client 5 get their own accommodations? There is a yes, but it came out reversed. And then I have a yes with the page of cups. And then I have a no with the 5 of swords. So the answer is, bottom of the deck is yes with the fool. So the answer is yes. You should definitely get your own accommodations. It with this 5 of swords here, I'm getting the energy that one of the people, or if I don't know what kind of accommodations y'all are staying in, if it's like a hotel or if you all are getting an Airbnb or something like that. Um, but there's gonna be a lot going on. There's gonna be a lot going on. You're gonna when you are ready to get some sleep, you won't be able to if you're staying with everybody else. This is that opportunity, because I feel like you might be somebody who, kind of needs your own space when you need your own space, and that's okay. And this, when you go back to your own accommodations, it allows you to kind of take as much time as you want to recollect and get spruced up and to get some rest, and even if it's only for 45 minutes, and then make a move. Clarify this 5 swords though, because yeah, let's clarify the 5 swords for me, please. We got the 10 of pentacles. Oh, okay. So spirit is like, that's the energy I was getting with this 5 of swords. So one of the cousins is very dramatic and can be extra, not just extra to the point of, something that everybody can kind of deal with, like, okay, girl, you're a good time when you're a good time. But, this this is somebody who gets like super extra and may at sometimes get inebriated to the point where they are humiliating. They are not a happy drunk. They are um, really mean. And being in your own space, you won't have to deal with it. You won't have to deal with it. That's for your best friend and the other cousin to kind of do their own thing. Um, yeah, because this cousin, honestly, she has certain feelings towards you anyway. And I'm saying she, and I apologize for that because I don't know what their gender identities are. So one of those cousins, they're kind of about you. They side eye you. So this kind of gives you space and let them deal with it. Temperance at the bottom of the deck. You'll have your space for your peace and your sanity, and that'll be that. Yeah. Yep. So Spirit's like, yeah, you need your own space. You need your own space. Is that it, Spirit? That's it, client five. I hope that helps. And I hope it helps you for your highest good. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Until next time. Bye. All right. Last one. Let me get your timestamp going here. All right, client six. Hey, client six. Hey, welcome, welcome. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, client six. I can't say words. Thank you for booking with me. So it looks like you have three questions, and you say, my 30-year-old son quit his job last Wednesday. Yesterday, he asked me to borrow for $100. Okay. I'm 56 years old and still employed, but when I ask questions about why he quit his job and what he needs the $400 for, he got short with me and ended the call. So, your first question is, should I lend my son the money? Let's see. Should client six lend their 30-year-old son $400? The son just quit his job last Wednesday and then the other day asked to borrow money. Should client six lend their son the money? Should client six lend their son the money? We have the Emperor for yes. We have the Devil for no. And we have the Five of Cups for no. And at the bottom of the deck, there's a maybe, but the High Priestess is there. And Spirit is saying, you already know. With the High Priestess is somebody who is very intuitive. It is psychic. You already know. But yeah, Spirit says no. No. Is that client six? Your your son, it seems like your son quit because they don't like the boss. And it's Spirit wants your son to feel this one with the Five of Cups here. Like, you just can't make decisions like that. Yeah. So yeah, the first the answer to the first question is no. Second question. Okay. Second question is, will he pay it back? Will client six's son pay back the $400 if client six lends it to them? Will client six's son pay back the $400 if they lend it to him? We have yes with the Magician, and then we have yes with the Three of Pentacles, and then we have a no with the Five of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, there's that devil again. What to know? It's going to take forever for your son to pay it back. You're going to have to nag and nag and nag because he's going to find other other spaces that he wants to put that money into. And as a matter of fact, he's going to spend the money, but essentially he will pay it back. But it's going to be after he gets another job with the Three of Pentacles here. And he's going to be pretty much broke for a while. So you're going to be waiting for a while. And not just waiting for a while, but you're going to have to beg him for it. Because you won't be his priority. You won't be his priority. But eventually he will pay it back. Okay, so your last question, client 6, is why did my son quit his job? Okay. Why did client 6's son quit their job? Quit his job. I know it had something to do with the boss, and he didn't like the boss, but you're gonna get some more details here. Why did client 6's son, excuse me, quit their job? Why did client 6's son quit their job? We got Wands, the Magician, and the 8 of Arrows, which is the 8 of Swords in this deck. At the bottom of the deck is the 5 of Arrows, or the 5 of Swords. The energy around this whole thing, it's like he is he doesn't like, he is, he gets confrontational when people tell him what to do, which is what bosses do at work. So that's what it's giving me here. And then it's that 5 of Arrows, the 5 of Swords is an all or nothing energy. It's like, um it's not one of those energies where, you know what, you right, I'm good. Nah, it's like, you're not gonna embarrass me, I'ma quit. It's like that. It's that energy. I'm gonna put this to the side so we can clear. What's behind that is the 5 of Wands. Yeah, combative. Not only are you not gonna tell me what to do, guess what? Like, yeah, he's under some illusion, because there's a 7 of Cups behind that. Some illusion that he's the boss. Like, he has choices at work. When they tell you to do something, sometimes, because you're at work and your boss tell you to do something, you have to do it. They don't have room for a lot of insubordination at many companies. And that's the energy that's kind of showing up here. And, your son regrets it. He really does. That thinking after doing something. But like I said, we're going to clarify that energy. But we have the Queen of Wands, the Magician, and the 8 of Arrows. He got in his own way. He got in his own way. I'm getting that his boss may be a feminine energy with this Queen of Wands here. And she wanted him to do something. And he was like, nah. With this 8 of Arrows, it's like the Magician, they have what they need to do and to manifest. So she wanted him to do something, to produce whatever it is that they supposed to do, perform a service or whatever it is, and he got in his own way. He got in his own way. I'm gonna clarify this eight of arrows. Let's clarify the eight of arrows here. Clarify the eight of arrows for us, please. Let's clarify the eight of arrows. Ooh. The Empress and the Page of Arrows came out to clarify that. Yeah. The Page of Arrows is the Page of Swords. He was doing something. He was. Does your son have a is is he married, or does he have like a child um with a woman that he may not be together with? Um because what he was occupied. He was occupied. Nine of arrows. Nine of swords at the bottom of the deck. He was preoccupied rather with whoever this empress is. If this is his wife or his child's mother, that's who he was either talking to, um what's it called, arguing with her, or spying on her page, her social media with the Page of Swords here. And he saw something that he didn't like. It stressed him out. Or she said something if they were having a conversation. I'm not seeing any, you know, conversation cards out here, but yeah. So when boss comes over and is expecting him to, perform his job duties, he was already preoccupied and probably agitated as well because of the situation. Because he's in a page mindset right here. Was this a new job? Hmm. Can we clarify this Five of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Seven of Cups, please? Yeah. There was an argument with the boss. We got the Ten of Pentacles. Yep. Family. There was an argument with the boss at that point. Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is basically the boss saying, well, if you don't like it, there's the door. And he said, I quit. He left, you know? And he had the choice. Either you could stay and do the job, or you leave. He decided to leave. So yeah, it was drama. Drama. Anything else about the situation client six needs to know? Anything else? Use the other deck. Which one? This one? Anything else client six needs to know about the situation? Anything else client six needs to know about the situation? Anything else client six needs to know about the situation? Okay. we have the Knight of Swords, the Lovers, and the Three of Cups. Oh, wait a minute. Are you serious? Bottom of the deck. Oh, goodness. The bottom of the deck is Nine of Pentacles. Your okay, first of all, your son is involved with multiple people. You may or may not know that. One of the people that he is involved with is a young lady who is definitely stable. She is self sufficient, independent. She has the means, you know. And what it looks like is that the reason he was in this agitated mood and was there was he got caught up. If it's he is married or if he is still with his child's mother, he got caught in a third party situation, and he took that drama to work. He took that drama to work. Yep, sure did. Can we clarify the Knight of Swords, please? And it feels like, yeah, clarify with the Ace of Cups. It looks like he's been, doing his thing for a while with this other lady, giving her a lot of attention. I, I think he likes her a lot with this Ace of Cups. The bottom of the deck, we got the King of Swords. Mm, your spirit is saying that he wants to have his cake and eat it too, because his wife, his child's mother, whoever this is in a space of, you need to tell me the truth. I'm not taking this anymore. And he decided to go a different way. And what I'm getting is that he did not, it wasn't any closure. So everything rolled out into the job. He still went to work the next day. And it makes sense because people got to work, right? But what he did was he took the drama with him. And it was a distraction. It was a whole distraction at work. It was a whole distraction at work. So that's what happened. I mean, that's the long. I don't even know how that saying goes. How that saying goes? It's the long or the short end of it. It's the, you know what? That's it. That's what happened. That's what happened. He got distracted with all his drama. Boss came through. It was just like, hey, I need you to do this. He's in a state of agitation already with everything that's going on with at home, with his wife or his child's mother. And the boss gave him an ultimatum, and he chose to leave. He chose to quit. Yeah. Is there anything else? Client 6. needs to know. Ooh, Tower. Tower. Eight of Pentacles. Four of Swords. This is about to change things for him. Mm-hmm. Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. One, because he has to leave home. He's going to end up leaving home, you know? I mean, it's a situation where of his own creation, but this is going to change everything up. With the Tower here, everything that he has built, mm-mm, everything that he has, built with his family as a family, because she about to put him through something. He don't even know. He don't even know. He don't even know what's coming. Can you clarify this Four of Swords, please? He don't even know what's coming. We got the Chariot to clarify the Four of Swords. And, oh, and the Six of Wands. Ooh, we at the bottom of the deck. The Four of Wands. What's interesting about the picture, two feminine energies in the picture, no masculine. Yeah, the the wife or the child's mother, she gonna be good. She's fine. She's this is her energy, but she's about to have victory and triumph. Chariot and the Six of Swords. She's about to put him through something. So I'm thinking this is this is a wife. This isn't just a not just a this is not a child's mother situation. I don't want to diminish anybody being, a child's mother. But this is a situation where there is going to be a divorce, and she's going to get a lot out of it. She is going to be very happy on the other side. Yeah, very happy. And she gonna have a whole glow up. She gonna like yeah. Yeah, that's what's coming. So I hope this helps. Like his ego is getting in the way. But, sometimes you have to go through things, and that looks like what the path is for your son right now. Yeah. Is that it, Spirit? That is it, Client Six. I hope this helps, and I hope it helps you for your highest good. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. All right, let's see here. I know some messages came in. Oh, Hello, Internet. Hey, MG. Yes, that's the long and short of it. That's what. That's what the saying is. Yes, that's the long and short of it. That's like, what is the saying? It's the long end and that's the long end. That's the short end. Like what? What is she talking about? How many ends are there? Girl, do you know what happened in here today? It's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't remember what the saying is. It's like that's the long end. That's the long short, tall. Like I don't know. I would just say that's it. That's it. That's all. I'll just say that. But yeah, girl, do you know what happened in here today? People showed up to tell me about Jesus. Yeah. Well, yeah, it did. It did get deep, but people showed up in the beginning to tell me about Jesus, and I was just like, you know what? I know Jesus. Well, I know Yeshua loves me. Yeshua loves the hell out of me. I was like, I don't know about Jesus because I call him by his real name, the name that his mama gave him. But okay, we're not gonna go there. So yeah, yeah. People be peopling. People be people. But I hope everybody has a lovely and awesome St. Patty's Day, full of whatever it is you want it to be full of on a Tuesday. Yeah, yeah. And if you would like to participate in next week's live personal reading session, the the instructions to participate will remain in the description box. And we welcome you. We welcome you, you know? Or you can just come through, sit down, and, chill out. Bring a good energy and the things. But until then, everybody, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday or whenever you're watching this and have a great week. Bye.